All right, you know how we do. Another week, another NFL edition of Hitting the Books with some interesting matchups in Week 11, including the local teams trying to keep the good vibes going. But what are the best bets this week when it comes to looking at the games? First up, we look at the New York Giants. They are home favorites for the second consecutive week. This week, they will host the Detroit Lions, winners of 2 straight games. The spread is at 3. Money line at plus 140. If you like those lines with an over-under at 45, the Lions have the advantage in the passing game here, but will weather play a factor with both teams passing the ball here? The wind gusts Sunday at MetLife Stadium is expected to be around 19 miles per hour, and it feels like it'll be more ground and pound for the G-men against Detroit's defense. Now, that defense is ranked 29th in the league. Detroit can move the ball, but New York has been stopping teams from scoring touchdowns. They're second in the NFL red zone defense. They allow opposition to score TD on just 38.2% of the trips inside the 20-yard line. Here, I like Big Blue's ability to run the ball, along with the wind being a factor. The G-men, they're more likely to find the end zone than Detroit. Feels like a trap game, and I understand that, but my pick here is the Giants to cover the -3. Look for any props that involve the Giants rushing the ball, and don't sleep on Daniel Jones to go over his rushing yards total. Next up, we got the New York Jets. They're going to head to Foxborough to see if they can end their 13-game losing streak to the New England Patriots. Gang Green, they are 3.5-point underdogs in this one. Plus 148 on the money line for New York, and the over-under here is at 38 points. Now, weather could be a factor here again with another game in the Northeast. Both teams have good defenses, and they like to run the ball. Both teams are going to want to take away the run from each other. So the question is, can you trust Mac Jones or Zach Wilson to make plays with their arms? Nope, I don't, which is why the line is a stay away from me. The Jets, they've got revenge on their mind following the Week 8 22-17 loss. The best bet here for me, look at that over-under. It's 38. Give me the under here. Last game, we saw a combined 39 points, but here, I think it's even more of a defensive chess match. Teams are going to struggle to score in this one. Give me the under. And for the game of the week, it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys at the 8-1 Minnesota Vikings. And maybe shocking to some, the Cowboys are road favorites here, 1.5 points. Now, the odd makers, they're telling me everything I need to know with the spread here. They don't trust Kirk Cousins, and neither should you. Cousins, he's been solid through 9 games, 14 TDs, 2,356 yards passing. But doesn't this feel like a great spot for Minnesota to have a letdown after their wonky win in Buffalo last week? The Vikes D, suspect, particularly through the air. Minnie's around league average against the run, 4.5 yards per carry, and we know Dallas likes to run the ball. This is a good test to see how good the Vikes are against the 5th-ranked defense in the NFL. Dallas, they allow 18.2 points per game. This is simple for me, guys. The Cowboys have the better QB in Dak Prescott that I trust here. Better defense so they can get stops late and they can control the game with their running attack. Not getting me to bet on Kirk Cousins here. My best bet here is Dallas to cover the 1.5. The over-under here is a bit high at 48.5. It's a high number, but I could see both teams putting up a lot of points. If you're going to look at that, I would lean to the over there. All right, so my Week 11 picks are in. Got the Giants covering the 3 points as home favorites. Jets and Pats going with that under 38 points. And Dallas, 1.5-point favorites to cover Minnesota, taking down the Vikes. Let's see how we do with those picks. Enjoy the games. All that Sunday action.